What's up, Gridiron Gang and Steeler Nation? This is James, your Steelers admin, checking in after week one. Impressive win for the New Look Steelers. Hard fought game. 32 to 34, we took down the Jets and our quarterback from last year, starting week one, Justin Fields. I'm going to go over offense, defense, special teams, what I liked, what I didn't like, what I'd like to see moving forward. But I mean, 4 straight years with a different week one starter, and this one by far was the best. Aaron Rodgers, 22 of 30 for 244 and 4 touchdowns, 136.7 QBR. I mean, the guy's been doing it for 21 years. What can you say about him? A lot of people thought he was washed. I was kind of on the fence about that. Coming off that Achilles injury, end of the season with the Jets looking pretty strong last year, and came out of the blocks for the Steelers looking very well. Even though the offensive line, I believe he got sacked 4 times. Check that out. 1, 2, 3, 4. I think, yeah, 4 times, gave up 4 sacks. He wasn't able to get any play action passing going. He could turn his back to the offensive line without having to scramble. I mean, play action also works off the run game. The run game was atrocious. I'm not sure what the deal is with why we paid Jaylen Warren and he got less snaps than Kenneth Gainwell for the game. But a typical number one running back week for Warren. I mean, if you go back and look at Najee Harris, he same type of production, 11 rushes, 37 yards, 3.4 per carry. But the one thing about him is he's the downhill runner. If anyone's going to get the maximum carries, it should be him, especially with the offensive line being as young as it is. You got 2 new starters on the outside. I mean, I understand Broderick Jones has been there for a long time, but he's back at his natural position after playing right tackle for 4 years. He looked awful, I'm not going to lie, but he has been up, he has been down. I think we got to give him a few more games before we just bench him. We don't really have anybody to replace him anyways. Fontenot, didn't really see much out of him, didn't look bad, but like I said, the offensive line was not good. Could not block for the pass or the run. 2 new additions in the receiving game. Jonnu Smith and DK Metcalf had big games. 5 receptions for Jonnu with a touchdown. DK had 4 for 83. No touchdown for him, but we had Kelvin Austin, Ben Skoranek, and Jaylen Warren with touchdown passes, adding up to Aaron's 4. So that was, the passing game looked well, which it's going to look good with an established quarterback who knows what he's doing. So we'll see what the snap counts look like going forward, but you just paid Jaylen Warren. You got to give him a chance to run downhill and help that line get better, because offensive blocking starts with run blocking. That's the easiest thing to do is to, hit a guy in the mouth. You hit a guy in the mouth, knock him back. You get a running back going for 5-6 yards a carry. That's going to instill confidence in you, but you gotta pound it, and he's a pounding back. Defensively, that game was ugly, but I'm not going to harp on that. Your week one is always going to be tough, especially when I'm pretty sure I didn't watch much preseason, and the Steelers didn't play much preseason. I think the only actual starter that saw any time was Jalen Ramsey, who saw like a series in week 3, but nobody else really played in the preseason. Correct me if I'm wrong, there could be some guys that saw time, but regardless, you don't have a lot of guys together. And then they don't have the strenuous, working a full game. You're going to see the minor injuries pop up, like Joey Porter, they pulled him, hamstring tightness. 2 safeties went down, that's going to be rough. But I do know Marcus Williams and Justin Simmons are still out there, so hopefully the GM's on the phone with those guys. Why can't I think of his name right now? It'll come to me eventually. But TJ shot a lot of gaps, caused disruptions in the run game, but not enough because they ran all over us. But that's going to come with repetition. These guys have been playing together a long time, but you got to get in game shape. And like I said, they didn't play a lot this season, so there was no game shape for them to be in. Not to mention, Justin Fields was our scout team quarterback last year, so he knew this defense. I'm not going to say that's why they did what they did, but he looked good. I kind of regret letting him go. But at the same time, I'm happy with Aaron. Aaron had a great game. Justin Fields is always going to have these flash games. He's having his entire career where he takes you down to the end. He had a good record with the Steelers, but I don't think he was going to carry us. And Aaron Rodgers as a gap quarterback or a bridge quarterback to see what we can get next year. And if he does well enough, maybe he'll stick around another year, but we'll see. You got a deep class coming in and a lot of draft picks that we have. So right now I'm happy with Aaron and where he's at. Like I said, the defense is going to come along. They're not going to give up 34 points every game. So I'm not gonna fire Mike. I'm not gonna fire Terrell Austin because they know what they're doing. Cam Hayward got paid. Maybe he shouldn't have got paid. Whatever. There's a lot of clickbait shit out there that people are gonna say about this defensive performance, which was ugly. I'll give you that, but it's gonna get better. As far as special teams go, huge game all around. Had some pretty decent punt returns. Caleb Johnson, well, in the running game was bad. The whole running game was bad, but he did have a couple good returns. Kenneth Gainwell had one big return. Corliss Waitman winning the punting job from Cameron Johnston. Did well. I think he had one rough punt, but other than that, he averaged 47.5 with a long of 50. He got one inside the 20 that he needed to be. And, Danny Smith and them boys, do what they need to do. He does well with the team. And then we did have the fumble on the kickoff that swung the game and swung it back into our favor, and another admin during the game, it seemed like a typical Steelers win and a typical Jets loss, which it is what it is. Tomlin's going to find a way to win these games. He's going to win them close. He's always going to be that way. And then, what can I say about Boswell? 56-yarder and a 60-yarder. Longest of his career. Guy's only getting better with age, like a fine wine. You can't let him go. I think he just signed a new contract last year or something like that. I doubt he's going to walk, but whatever. He did awesome all around. As far as the game in itself goes, like I said, I'm not going to harp on these guys need to get better, or we need to replace these guys. It's week one. Not a lot of them saw preseason time together, defensively and offensively. If we get into week 5, week 6, and Aaron Rodgers is still on his back, then it might be time to make changes. But at this point, like I said, they're young. You got 3 guys in their second year. Fontenot, it's actually his first year, didn't play at all last year. Samalu is the leader up there. But at the same time, Jones is a left tackle. Left tackle is a hard position to play. A lot of these keyboard warriors that think that they could go out there and be a left tackle. You can't be a left tackle, especially with a right-handed quarterback that isn't mobile. It's going to be hard, and the Jets' defense is good. Do you want him to be better? Yeah, of course. You want all these guys to be better, but at the same time, we got the W. A win's a win, and the game's over with. We're on to Seattle. I believe that's at home next week. I'm not really sure. I'll look into it more. But I'm just going to celebrate this win, and we had a good game. Took us a while to get there, but I can't remember the last time that we scored 30 in a week 1 game. I think it was 2016. They said on the TV. But it's nice to have a quarterback that I trust. I always believed in. I believed in Kenny when he was here. I thought that he could win the games the way Mike Tomlin wants to win the games, but to have a quarterback like Aaron Rodgers that can win games the way he wins games, the way Ben used to win games, that's a lot more comforting. So as long as we can keep him clean, keep the pocket clean, we got to get the running game going. This is an ugly loss, or it was an ugly win, and we got to tighten up. But we'll check it out next week in Seattle.